Hi, Supreet here again. Welcome to Transforming Your Mindset series. I've been doing a set of videos. As if you have not watched my other videos, please do so now and let me know your comments. I would like to, make more videos such as these, which would address some of your questions. So, in this video, we are going to be talking programming and how do we address that. Talking about programming here, I'm talking about two kinds of programming. One is external mind programming and one which is internal. External mind programming is pretty easy to understand. It comes from, could be coming from your family, parents, brothers, sisters, anyone. Then it could be from your social network, it could be from the society as a whole, but also nowadays I think it's coming mostly from social media, because you kind of are getting exposed to too much of negative information, a lot of fake information also. So yeah, this is what I mean when I say external programming. And then what's internal programming, right? So internal programming can be defined in two ways. One, it could be coming from your past experiences. We'll be talking a lot more about it in this video. Experiences kind of, sometimes could act as traumas, be, sad or grief related experiences, like someone passing away, you've seen a very gruesome incident, all this kind of leads into a lot of self programming or and most times both external and internal programming tends to be unconscious or subconscious. That means you're not even aware that you're getting programmed, right? Now to look at it from numbers point of view, we are all logical thinkers. We are so just to give you some stats to kind of put this in place, right? So brain is probably about 2% of our entire body weight, but kind of consumes 20% of the whole body's energy requirement. Now, why is that the case? Because we are constantly analyzing, and we are analyzing for what? We analyze to react, right? And 98% or maybe more in most cases is just reaction. Whatever we do, whatever we act is a reaction more than a choice, more than what we choose, right? From that point of view, I don't know how many of you have seen this movie called Matrix. It's actually a series of movies, but the very first movie was really profound in terms of, I would call it path breaking, in terms of they're trying to depict what is happening in our reality today. So the reality that we see today is perception, right? It's not, there's nothing real, right? So it's what we perceive and how we react to it, right? And hence, Matrix today has become more real than what it used to be. We are kind of creating our own sense of reality, our own perception of reality. So what's wrong with this? There's generally nothing wrong with it, except for the fact that we tend to react rather than choose, right? What happens if you have a negative reaction, or you think that the scenario is negative, whereas it may not be negative, right? Let's assume someone cuts you off in traffic, or your colleague kind of commented something on your work, right? And you sometimes directly react, sometimes you don't even react, but kinds of hits you in your mind, or you're feeling hurt, right? And you kind of carry this, and if it is something more severe, it kind of trends to become traumatic, right? And hence you carry that for a very long period of time. Human mind cannot distinguish between experiencing a reality and thinking a reality, right? Thinking of your perception of that reality. So even if you're just invoking a past memory, you're reliving it. So all the stress, all that hormones getting released, like adrenaline and all the bodily hormones that keep getting released during your reaction, is actually happening in reality, even when you're just imagining that past incident. So and there are stats which say that by the age of 35, 95% of our reactions, 95% of what we are is actually programmed, and hence we're just reacting always. We are just reacting always, right? Now, how do you stop reacting? How do you disassociate yourself? So the easiest way of to stop reacting is to think of yourself as an observer, right? So think of life as a video game. Be serious about what is happening, because most of the times it's your perception. Most of the times it's your perception of what you're seeing. It's not what is really happening, right? Think of life as a video game, right? And you are watching that character play. It's not you, but it's that character which is playing there, and hence you are kind of disassociating yourself from what's happening there. Hence, put yourself in any scenario where you reacted recently. Like, it could be places where you got angry, where you started scolding someone, screaming. Or you felt really hurt, right? So just put yourself again in that scenario and think what would be your reaction if you are an observer, right? You are not associated with it. You are just seeing or observing what's happening, right? Would you still be angry? Would you still scream? Would you still feel hurt? Most likely not, right? And start to practice this. It kind of helps you immensely. It's helped me in the past, and I do this almost every day, right? Whenever there are scenarios which I feel kind of going out of control, or not going according to what I feel how they should be going, I kind of try to become an observer, right? I kind of tend to disassociate myself and then see as an observer, right? As an observer, you don't react, and when you don't react, you get empowered. You can then choose what to do, right? So, for example, if someone just crossed you by in the wrong way on the road, and you become an observer, you don't swear at that guy or you don't scream, but rather you choose to say, okay, he must be in a hurry, or you kind of think of the scenario as more positive way, like and then it's a virtuous cycle, right? So once you think of something as a positive thing, then you start attracting positive things, more of that, and hence the entire situation or the entire scene dissolves, instead of becoming bigger and more painful to handle and more hurtful to handle, right? So try doing this. I think that's an activity I would leave you with for the next few days, probably a week. Try doing this, especially in simple scenarios like traffic. It's the easiest to implement in traffic. Try doing it in office meetings. Try doing it in your conversations with your spouse, right? So whenever you feel spacey or angry, or you want to react to something, try to disassociate yourself. Think that it's a video game that's going on, right? And disassociate yourself. It'll be tough in the beginning, but once you start doing this, and once you starts becoming fun, right? And then you empower yourself rather than react. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next one, thanks.